brought to this country by their parents, sometimes even as infants, and often have no idea that they're undocumented until they apply for a job or a driver's license or a college scholarship. Put yourself in their shoes. Imagine you've done everything right your entire life. Studied hard, worked hard, maybe even graduated at the top of your class, only to suddenly face the threat of deportation to a country that you know nothing about.
I just remember seeing his face, and right after it was over, I remember all the questions we had.
We were still very hesitant to go through with it because we were scared of the repercussions pretty much. So if I applied to it, what would it mean for my family? You know, are they at risk of deportation now? And if the program goes away, what's gonna happen to me pretty much?
My parents were coming to the United States on a tourist visa. So they entered legally into the United States, and they brought me as a 3-month-old baby. So my tourist visa shows a baby picture of me. And it's the cutest thing in the world. And I grew up here ever since then.
Well, I was 5 years old, so I don't remember much about how we came into the United States. I know we came without my parents. It was just me and my 2 younger siblings. So I'm the oldest, so I was kind of in charge of them. But DACA has been a great opportunity for us dream students. That's what I like to call us who came here undocumented as kids, because a lot of people, they see us as people who broke the law, and it's hard for me to say that or believe that because we were little when we were brought here. I'd like to believe that we deserve the opportunity, especially if we've stayed out of trouble and we've contributed to our community.
DACA recipients would be those of us who have already gone through a background check to not be any kind of national threat. We work, we go to school. We are the few that have actually stepped up to the plate and have said, hey, this is who I am. I'm putting my information out there. I'm trusting the U.S. government with my personal information and with the information of my relatives. I am asking to be part of a program that's going to help me become a better person and ultimately give back to the community. I'm here at Fresno State pursuing my public relations degree. So I am just 1 year away from accomplishing that. And that's going to be huge because I'll be the first from my family graduating with a bachelor's degree. And that's going to be a huge accomplishment for me, for my parents, all my relatives in Mexico. So this degree is mostly for me, but it's going to be dedicated to them as well.
Where could I have found a stable job that paid me enough for me to cover the cost of tuition and books? There's also the scholarships, which it's really limited to, just people with socials. So if you don't have a social, your chances of being approved are even less.
I was able to get my first job, my first legal job I was 17 years old, and I started working at Wendy's, and I loved it. I did not waste a second of it.
Right now, I'm actually a substitute teacher for Fresno Unified. I sub Monday, Wednesdays, and Fridays because Tuesdays and Thursdays I'm in class all day. I hope to get into the teacher residency program with Fresno Unified, which will help me get my credential and my master's at the same time in kinder through 3rd grade education.
A lot of people around me don't know that I am undocumented. They don't know that I am a DACA recipient. And so when they have something to say about our immigration laws, I feel like they quickly realize that they might not know everything about it. My biggest pet peeves is when they say that I'm taking up a spot of another person. And, to them it might seem that way, but from my experience, I can't see how that's possible.
Because this is what we've grown up in. This is our home pretty much. Mexico is a place we don't know, or where we came from is a place we don't know anymore. And it's just childhood memories that some of us have. I'm hopeful, that they see that potential in us and they see that we want to contribute to the United States because it's our home. And I'm hoping that they give us a shot and give us that pathway to citizenship someday.
And it was one of candidate Trump's chief points, talking points, was to get rid of these unconstitutional executive orders.
Being a nation of immigrants, as well as a nation of laws, and that's going to continue.